Hello dear students. Are you struggling with renal system? This is Dr. Monica Patel. Let's learn together and today's topic is anatomy of kidney. તો આ ઇમેજમાં આપણને દેખાય છે તે પ્રમાણે kidney is a bean shaped organ situated at the posterior aspect of the abdominal wall just below to the rib cage. So basically is a bean shaped structure brown in a color, 2 in a number and situated at the each side of the spine. Kidney divided into the three portions. Most outer portion is known as the cortex. Most outer portion is known as the cortex. Inner part is known as the medulla. And this medulla contains a triangle shaped pyramid which is known as the medullary pyramids because it is situated into the medullary portion. Each kidney contains 8 to 18 number of the medullary pyramids. Then after the renal sinus. This portion is known as the renal sinus. This renal sinus contains a many structure. First one is the renal artery. Second one is the renal vein. Third one is the renal pelvis. What is renal pelvis? Renal pelvis is the upper widened part of the ureter. This is the renal pelvis. Then after the calyx. Calyx again divided into the two parts. First one is the major calyx and the second one is the minor calyx. So આવી રીતના સ્ટ્રક્ચર છે તો આ જે એરિયા પહોળો પાર્ટ હશે that one is the major calyx. Major calyx again divided into the 2 to 3 part which is known as the minor calyx. તો આ બધા જે છે that one is the minor calyx and this area is the major calyx. So this is the basic components of the kidney. Again, the most outer part or we can say the covering is the renal capsule. Outer portion which is darker in a color, granular in appearance which is cortex area. Second one is the inner part, that one is the medulla. This medulla contain a triangle shaped pyramid which is the medullary pyramid. Then after the renal sinus. This renal sinus contains renal artery, renal vein, renal pelvis, major calyx and minor calyx. See over here, this outer part is known as the renal cortex. These triangle pyramids are the medullary pyramids and this is the medullary part of the kidney. This one is the major calyx. This one is the major calyx. This major calyx again divided into the 6 to 7 minor calyx. This one is the renal pelvis and finally ureter. So basically kidney is divided into the three portion or we can say the part. First outer portion is the cortex. Second, inner portion which is known as the medulla. And what's the characteristic of medulla? This medulla contains 7 to 8 number of the medullary pyramids. Third one is the renal sinus. This renal sinus contains a many structure, for example, renal artery, for example, renal vein, then after pelvis, right? And the calyx, major calyx and minor calyx. Then after the nephron. What is nephron? This is the image of nephron. So nephron kone kehvay? Nephron defined as a structural and functional unit of the kidney. What is nephron? Nephron defined as a structural and functional unit of the kidney. This nephron is divided into the two parts. This nephron is divided into the two parts on the basis of location. So let's again nephron divided into the two parts. First nephron is the cortical nephron. First one is the cortical nephron. And second one is the juxtamedullary nephron. On the basis of location, nephron is divided into the two parts, cortical nephron and juxtamedullary nephron. Nephron, which is situated into the cortex part of the kidney, known as the cortical nephron, and nephrons situated into the medulla or the medullary part, which is known as the juxtamedullary nephron. For example, cortex એરિયામાં જો nephron ગોઠવાયેલો હશે, that one is the cortical nephron. And if the nephron is situated into the medullary area, this nephron is known as the juxtamedullary nephron. Clear? So again, this nephron is divided into the two part. This upper portion is known as the corpuscle and lower tubular part is known as the tubular portion of the nephron. So basically, nephron divided into the two part. Upper portion is the corpuscle and lower portion is the tubular part. This corpuscle again divided into the two part. This is the first one part, which is known as the glomerulus, and second part, which is the Bowman capsule. So again, corpuscle part of the nephron. This corpuscle part is divided into the two. First one is the glomerulus and second one is the Bowman capsule. Clear? Now what is the glomerulus? What you mean by glomerulus? See, this is the glomerulus. Glomerulus defined as a loop of arterioles or a loop of capillaries, tuft of capillaries, which is encapsulated by Bowman capsule. તો આ જે વચ્ચેનો capillary વાળો એરિયા છે, જે દરેક afferent glomerular capillary and efferent arteriole થી બનતું capillary નું loop અથવા તો tuft, તેને કહેવાય glomerulus. Clear? The glomerulus is a tuft of capillaries or arterioles which contain afferent arteriole, capillaries and efferent arterioles, and it is covered by or enclosed by capsular structure which is known as the Bowman capsule. So corpuscle divided into the first portion is the glomerulus. And second one is this capsular area, that one is the Bowman capsule. Now these capillaries contain a small pores on the wall which is known as the filtration pores. At the time of filtration, it is help in the process of filtration. Now the Bowman capsule is enclosing area of the glomerulus. એટલે glomerulus ને અથવા તો capillary નું આ જે ગુચ્છું છે, લૂપ છે, તેને આવરતું, ઢાંકતું અથવા તો કવર કરતું જે capsule જેવું structure હોય તેને કહેવાશે Bowman capsule. Bowman capsule have the two layer, inner parietal layer and outer visceral layer. It contains a two layer. First one is parietal layer and second one is the visceral layer. Chalo, again this is the afferent arterioles which is divided into the small capillary and finally exit the glomerulus in the form of afferent arterioles. So this one is the afferent and this one is the efferent, right? And this loop of the capillaries which is known as the glomerulus. This capsule-like structure is known as again this capsule-like structure which is known as the Bowman capsule, which encloses the glomerulus. Now, the inner layer of the Bowman capsule is known as the visceral layer, and outer layer is known as the parietal layer. Visceral layer, this is the inner layer, that one is the visceral layer, and this one is the parietal layer. Now, this Bowman capsule is continue as a proximal convoluted tubules, again, then after loop of Henle, then after distal convoluted tubules, then after finally and into the collecting duct. Again, the nephron. First, we study regarding the corpuscle, in which first one is the glomerulus and second one is the Bowman capsule. Chalo, second is the tubular portion of the nephron. Tubular portion of the nephron again divided into the three parts. First one is the proximal convoluted tubules, second one is the loop of Henle, and third one is the distal convoluted tubules. Proximal convoluted tubules contain a cell on the wall which has a hair-like structure on the surface, and hence this cell is known as the brush border cell. Brush border cell. For example, this is cell. On the surface of cell, this is hair-like structure. And એટલા માટે જ આ સેલને brush border cell કહેવાય. At the time of filtration, this helps most in the process of filtration. Then after loop of Henle. Loop of Henle divided into the three part. First one is the descending limb, second is the hairpin band, and third one is the ascending. Descending limb माने के जे descend થશે તે. This hairpin shape જેવું જે band છે, that one is the hairpin band. અને જે ascend થશે, that one is the ascending limb. Descending limb again divided into the two parts. First one is the thick descending segment, second one is the thin descending segment. See, this is the clear cut difference in the diameter. આનો diameter વધારે છે, આનો diameter ઓછો છે, આને thick descending segment કહેવાય, આને thin. Then after U shape, or we can say the hairpin shape નું જે structure છે, that one is the hairpin band. અહીંયાથી હવે ascend થવાનું ચાલુ થાય. એટલા માટે ascending limb also divided into the two part. First one is the thin ascending segment, આનો diameter ઓછો છે, એટલા માટે thin ascending. Then after thick ascending segment. This ascending segment continued as the distal convoluted tubules. This is the third portion of the tubular area. That one is the distal convoluted tubule. And this distal convoluted tubules end into the collecting duct. So this is the collecting duct. This collecting duct contains 6 to 7 number of the distal convoluted tubules. એટલે કે એક collecting duct માં, for example, this is the collecting duct. તો એક collecting duct માં 6 થી 7 જેટલી distal convoluted tubules જે છે એ end થતી આપણને જોવા મળે. Right? So this is the basic structure and the parts of the nephron. Again, nephron ને ફરીથી revise કરીશું. ચલો. First one is the nephron. Nephron divided into the two parts. First one is the corpuscle and second one is the tubular portion. Now the corpuscle is again divided into the two, glomerulus and the Bowman capsule. Bowman's capsule. Tubular portion is divided into the three parts. First one is the PCT, second one is the loop of Henle, and third one is the distal convoluted tubule. Glomerulus is the top capillaries or the blood vessel. Bowman capsule is the capsule-like structure which encloses the glomerulus. PCT, proximal convoluted tubules. Loop of Henle again divided into the three portion. Descending limb. Then second one is the hairpin band. and third one is the ascending limb. This descending again divided into the two portion, thick and thin. Same એવી જ રીતના ascending પણ divided into the two, thin and thick portion. અને જે thick ascending tubules હશે એ continuous એમાં થશે distal convoluted tubule અને distal convoluted tubule finally collecting duct માં enter થશે. Clear? So this is the basic part and the structure of the nephron. ચલો આની અંદર સમજીએ તો first one is this is the capillary area, that one is the glomerulus, આજુબાજુની જે capsule છે that one is the Bowman capsule, this is the proximal tubular area અથવા તો tubular portion અને નીચે જાય છે એટલા માટે એને પહેલા શરૂઆતમાં thick છે એટલે thick descending, then after thin descending, પછી આ જે છે તે hairpin band, then after thin ascending, thick ascending, આ જે છે distal convoluted tubule અને finally શેમાં end થયું collecting duct માં. See collecting duct માં આ એક distal, આ બીજા nephron ની ત્રીજા, ચોથા, 5, 6, 7, તો 6 થી 7 જેટલી distal convoluted tubule અથવા તો nephron finally collecting duct ની અંદર end થશે. Clear? તો basically urine formation થતું હોય ત્યારે દરેક nephron માં urine form થશે, તે urine distal convoluted tubule દ્વારા finally ક્યાં આવે collecting duct ની અંદર અને collecting duct માંથી આપણને કઈ જગ્યાએ જોવા મળશે again આ ઇમેજ થી સમજીશું. See અહીંયા રહેલા nephron ની અંદર જો urine form થાય છે તો એ urine finally ક્યાં આવ્યું collecting duct. Now collecting duct માંથી અહીંયા આવે, this is the papillary area or the papillae, right? અથવા તો એને duct of Bellini તરીકે પણ ઓળખવામાં આવે, duct of Bellini. So the urine which form into the distal convoluted tubules enter into the collecting duct, from the collecting duct into the duct of Bellini or the papillae. From that there is the minor calyx, enter into the minor calyx. From minor calyx to the major calyx to the pelvis, pelvis to the ureter, ureter to the bladder and finally urethra મારફતે excrete થશે. So this is the whole route or the way of the urine excretion, right? First is the form into the nephron. Nephron ની અંદર બનવાનું ચાલુ થાય, એમાંના distal convoluted tubule માંથી finally collecting duct માં આવે, collecting duct માંથી papillae ની અંદર અથવા તો duct of Bellini, then after minor calyx, from the minor calyx major calyx, major calyx માંથી આવશે ureter, from the ureter there is the bladder and from the bladder urethra અને urethra મારફતે excrete થતું જોવા મળે, right? ચલો now the important portion is, next point is juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now the juxta word નું meaning થાય near અને juxtaglomerulus એટલે કે glomerulus ની નજીક આવેલું જો સ્પેશિયલ ઓર્ગન હોય તેને કહેવાય juxtaglomerular apparatus. Now what you mean by juxtaglomerular apparatus? Juxtaglomerular apparatus is defined as a specialized organ situated near to the glomerulus, near to the glomerulus. Glomerulus આપણે કોને કીધું તું અહીંયા જે afferent artery enter થાય, divided into the small capillaries and again efferent દ્વારા જે છે બહાર નીકળે, આ જે એરિયા છે તેને glomerulus કહેવાય. તો અહીંયા ક્યાંક situated થયેલા હોય તેવા specialized organ ને juxtaglomerulus apparatus કહેવાય. Juxtaglomerulus apparatus basically ત્રણ structure ભેગા થાય ત્યારે બને. First one is the macula densa. First one is macula densa. Second one is the extraglomerular mesangial cell, extraglomerular mesangial cell, and third one is the juxtaglomerular cell. So, the juxtaglomerular apparatus situated near to the glomerular area contain a three structure macula densa, extraglomerulus mesangial cell and juxtaglomerular cell. See here. The macula densa, this is the macula densa. Extraglomerular cell, this is the extraglomerular cell. And the juxtaglomerular cell or the granular cell, this is the juxtaglomerular cell. Now, what is the macula densa? Macula densa is the part of distal convoluted tubules which is situated in between afferent and efferent artery, right? Now next, what is the extraglomerular mesangial cell? This is the cell which is situated in a triangle. This is the triangle formed by the afferent and efferent arterioles. એટલે afferent અને efferent અને આ macula densa. આ જે વચ્ચે triangle બન્યો, આ triangle ની અંદર આવેલા જે cell હોય, that one is the extraglomerular mesangial cell. Now, what is the juxtaglomerular cell? It is a smooth muscle cell situated on the wall of the afferent artery just before it enter into the Bowman capsule. એટલે બાઉમેન કેપ્સ્યુલમાં એન્ટર થતા પહેલા એફરન્ટ આર્ટરીયલની વોલ પર જે સ્મૂથ મસલ સેલ આવેલા હોય તેને juxtaglomerular cell કહેવાય. ચલો, next one is the renal circulation. Now, in renal circulation, 20 to 25% of the cardiac output જે છે renal ની અંદર જશે in the form of renal artery from the renal artery. હવે aortaમાંથી renal artery again divided into the segmental artery. See, 2 to 3 segmental artery. Segmental artery again divided into the interlobar artery. This one is the દરેક લોબની વચ્ચે, that one is the interlobar artery. It again divided into the arcuate artery. હવે એ pyramids ની આજુબાજુ આપણને જોવા મળે, that one is the arcuate artery. This one is the arcuate artery. That again divided into the small interlobular. હવે આ જે નાની છે, that one is the interlobular artery. હવે આ interlobular artery શું બનાવે? Afferent arterioles. જે આપણે glomerulus માં સ્ટડી કર્યું કે જે afferent artery Bowman capsule માં એન્ટર થાય તે ક્યાંથી આવી? ફાઇનલી aortaમાંથી renal artery converted into the segmental, from segmental to interlobar, arcuate, interlobular and then after afferent arterioles. હવે એ capillaries નાની ફોર્મ થાય, એમાંથી શું બને? efferent. પહેલા અહીંયા આવશે efferent. ચલો, efferent માંથી અહીંયા જોઈશું efferent artery માંથી again બે peritubular capillaries and vasa recta. એટલે જે afferent બહાર નીકળીને artery જે આપણે Bowman capsule માં, this one is the afferent, this one is the efferent, right? તો આ efferent જે છે એ હવે divided into the peritubular capillaries અથવા તો vasa recta. Peritubular capillaries એટલે શું? જે tubular structure of kidney છે એની ફરતે જે capillaries ગોઠવાયેલી હોય તેને peritubular capillaries કહેવાય. તો બેસિકલી અહીંયાથી capillaries બહાર નીકળીને ક્યાં ગોઠવાશે? tubular structure ની આજુબાજુ, જે DCT છે, PCT છે, loop of Henle છે એની આજુબાજુ. Then after એમાંથી શું બને? interlobular artery. આ cortical radiate ને બીજું શું કહેવાશે? interlobular. આ લોબર છે, અહીંયા છે interlobular. એમાંથી again arcuate vein, again interlobar vein, again renal vein, inferior vena cava દ્વારા પાછું હાર્ટ ની અંદર એને એડ કરવામાં આવે. again ચલો, કિડની નો બ્લડ સપ્લાય આપણે સમજવો હોય તો હાર્ટમાં ફર્સ્ટ તો એઓર્ટા મારફતે બહાર નીકળે અને એમાં આવે પહેલા જ renal artery. Renal artery again divided into the segmental artery. Segmental માંથી interlobar, એટલે જે લોબની વચ્ચે જોવા મળે. હવે લોબની આજુબાજુ ફરતે જોવા મળે, that one is the arcuate artery. અને arcuate artery again divided into the interlobular, જે આપણને આવી small end parts માં જોવા મળી તે. અને it form the afferent artery. આ afferent artery ક્યાં enter થશે? Bowman capsule ની અંદર. પછી શું બનાવે? નાની નાની કેપિલરીઝ અને ફાઇનલી શું નીકળે? ઇફરન્ટ આર્ટરી. These efferent artery form peritubular vein. Peritubular vein એટલે શું? સી ધારો કે આ એક નેફ્રોન આપણે જો અહીંયાથી સ્ટડી કરીએ આ નેફ્રોન છે રાઈટ. તો નેફ્રોનની ફરતે આ ઇફરન્ટ આર્ટરી જે વીંટળાયેલી હોય તેને શું કહેવાય? પેરીટ્યુબ્યુલર વેઇન. પેરીટ્યુબ્યુલર વેઇન again drain a blood into the interlobular. હવે આનાથી આપણે ક્રોસમાં જઈશું. આ એન્ટર થતી વખતનું છે, આ હવે બહાર નીકળતી વખતનું. ઇફરન્ટ, પછી પેરીટ્યુબ્યુલર, interlobular, then arcuate, then after interlobar, then after સેગમેન્ટલ, સેગમેન્ટલની પછી રિનલ વેઇન. ને રિનલ વેઇન જે છે ઇન્ફિરિયર વેના કેવા મારફતે હાર્ટમાં ડીઓક્સિજનેટેડ બ્લડ એડ કરશે. So this is all regarding the today's lecture. In today's lecture, we learn regarding the basic anatomy or the structure of kidney, three-part cortex, medulla and sinus. Then after nephron, two-part corpuscle and tubular portion, and third one is the juxtaglomerular apparatus, three-portion macula densa, extraglomerulus mesangial cell and juxtaglomerulus cell, and last one is the renal circulation. Last one is renal circulation. So thank you very much. In next lecture, we're gonna learn regarding the basic function of the kidney and the juxtaglomerular apparatus as well. Thank you so much.